Alright, so in this video, I cut a very subtle faux hawk. Now, let me explain. Traditionally, men's haircuts are usually cut square on top, but I wanted to give my model a little bit of character in his hairstyle, so I decided to do a faux hawk shape, but a very subtle faux hawk. You see, my model is an entrepreneur and an owner of a tech company, so he meets with a lot of professionals. So we had to make sure that the haircut looks professional, but at the same time, I wanted to give it some character, some style, so we decided to do a very subtle faux hawk. So, take a peek. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Okay, here is the before of the haircut. And here is me getting started on the haircut. So, the very first thing I want to do is establish the length on the sides and back. So, I've sectioned off the top, and I'm now cutting the sides and back through my fingers. I'm going to work my way from the right side to the back, and then I will start on the left side and work my way to the back. So I'm now taking my last section on the right side of the head. I'm leaving the center of the back alone and saving that for later, since I do want that to be a little bit longer. Not a lot longer, but a little bit longer. So I'm going to save the back for later and work my way, as you can see right now, on the left side and do the exact same thing on the left side that I did on the right side. So I'm cutting to the end of the left side, and just like I did on the right side, I'm going to leave the center back alone and save that for later. I want to first establish the length on the top of the head to determine how I'm going to gradually determine the length of the faux hawk on the back of the head. I want it to be very subtle in the back. Nothing too long, nothing too crazy. But I need to complete the length on the top first. Alright, so now I'm cutting the top of the head, and you can see my fingers are angled with the hair a little bit longer at the center top. So I'm basically connecting the center top to the sides that I already cut and cutting in a diagonal fashion to create that faux hawk shape on top. So now I'm just cutting the bangs slash fringe area by just combing the hair straight forward down onto his forehead to lighten up the length in the front so that when he dresses it back, it goes back and up nicely. So now it is time to clean up the outline, the hairline, and I'm just going to work my way all around the haircut. all around the outline to make sure it looks good and clean. So it is now time to start cross-checking the haircut, and I'm going to do that using some scissor over comb, as well as cross-checking horizontal sections through my fingers. So right here, I'm just doing some scissor over comb throughout the hairline just to sharpen it up, working my way from the hairline to the upper half of the sides, and then I'm going to carry the cross-checking on to the back of the head. So now I am cross-checking the back of the head, making sure that the Fohawk blends in nicely with the rest of the back. So I don't want the Fohawk to be disconnected. I do want the Fohawk to be connected, but I do obviously want it to be a Fohawk. So I want the center back to have a little bit more length, not a lot more length. It's going to be a subtle Fohawk. And in the event my model wants to dress his hair with the Fohawk being styled outwards or flat, he will have that versatility and that option. But I do want it to blend in the event that my model decides he wants to wear his Fohawk flat in the back, so that it's not as noticeable. And by connecting the Fohawk with the rest of the hair, it's going to lay a lot nicer and not look like this chunk of weight in the center back of his head. Now I've got my trimmers and I'm just going through and cleaning up his neck hair. Super basic, super simple, not a whole lot to explain here. I'm just chipping into the Fohawk itself to give the Fohawk some texture. So then in the event my model wants to put some pomade into his Fohawk, it's going to have a cool texture. Now, I'm texturing the top by using the twist technique. As you can see, I'm grabbing parts of the Fohawk and then twisting the hair and then ever so slightly closing my scissors, not all the way, but kind of halfway, so that it removes a lot of the hair throughout that section I'm holding and gives the hair a lot of nice texture. so we've come to the end of the haircut, and as you can see, we have a very subtle Fohawk. Shorter at the sides, and then in a triangular shape, longer at the top, which is exactly what we were going for. We did not want a really severe Fohawk. We wanted a very subtle Fohawk, just to give my model some character in his hairstyle. Traditional haircuts for men are square at the top, not Fohawked at the top, and so by creating a Fohawk shape very subtly, it just gives the style a little bit of character. Now, in the event that my model decided he wanted to really emphasize the Fohawk, he could definitely take some product in his hands and dress his hair and really emphasize that Fohawk on the top as well as the back, but we wanted to give him some versatility in the event that he wanted his hair to look a little more, let's say, conservative because he has a work meeting. Then it's a very subtle Fohawk, but again, it gives him that versatility that if he wants to be subtle, he can, and if he wants to be aggressive with it, he can style it that way as well. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this cut, please feel free to hit me up anytime. Any questions or comments, please feel free to put them down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more great content coming soon.